They pulled away from each other when I shouted, "What the hell?"
This isn't what it looks like.
Zach was just tutoring me, and we thought I needed some motivation.
There was no way I was going to believe that, and they both knew it. My name is Dina, and I've been married to my husband Zach for over a year now. When we met in college, I was head over heels in love. I had never been so in love with someone before, and even a year into our marriage, things were still perfect. Zach is a sweet guy that gets along great with my family, which none of my ex-boyfriends ever did. Today we were having dinner with my family. My dad and Zach were talking about the Friday night football game like they did every weekend. What was missing from the table was my younger sister Josie, which my mom made sure to point out with a frustrated huff.
Josie can't ever show up on time for these things, can she? We have dinner at the same time every week.
I listened to Dad and Zach talk about football, while Mom furiously texted Josie that she needed to get here on time. Even though me and Josie were both adults, our parents like to control our lives. Josie is always late to family dinner. It wasn't a surprise. But she'd also started dating someone new. Mom, maybe you should leave her alone. She started dating someone new. They might want some time alone.
She dates a new girl every week. It isn't that special. I've been hoping for years that she would grow out of this lesbian phase, since it isn't working for her. If only Josie could settle down like you and find a nice husband like Zach.
I rolled my eyes. I knew that it wasn't a phase that Josie was a lesbian. She'd been dating only women since high school, and that wasn't going to change in her last year of college. I'm sure Josie will find a woman to marry that makes her just as happy as Zach makes me.
Women can't make each other happy like what you have with Zach. Josie just has to get over this phase and stop being a woman-hopping whore. It would be good for her to date a man.
The argument Mom and I had started got the attention of Dad and Zach, and not much distracted them from their conversation about football. It wasn't that Mom hated that Josie was a lesbian, but she thought that Josie just hadn't found the right guy yet. I was so lucky to have Zach by my side at this dinner, because he was able to cut the tension with his charm. I knew he got along with Josie, and they texted each other frequently.
I'm sure Josie will be here soon to enjoy this lovely dinner. I sure wouldn't want to miss out on your great cooking.
When Josie finally showed up, Mom had already packed away the leftovers, and even Zach's charm couldn't stop her from getting into an argument with Josie the second she walked in the door.
Sorry, I'm late. I was out with someone.
Yeah, that girl you've been seeing. Does she know you're also a whore? This is your third girlfriend in 4 weeks.
Yes, Mom, my girlfriend, my lesbian lover. I knew you were old-fashioned and dusty, but this is a new low even for you. Calling me a whore.
I don't say things that aren't true. Anyway, you've missed dinner. We'll see you next week.
That angered Josie, and she stormed out of the room into our childhood bedroom. Zach gave me a look, and I knew that his caring nature had kicked in. He got up and went to check on her. He really was the sweetest. It's been a week since that family dinner, and like clockwork, Josie broke up with her girlfriend right before. When I got home from work that day, Josie and Zach were chatting on the couch. Zach's shirt was off, but I supposed it was a little warm. But he left the room when Josie said she had something to tell me.
I broke up with that woman I'd been seeing. You can't tell our parents, Dina. Mom is going to call me a slut, and it'll be a whole thing. I don't want to fight again this week.
What happened this time?
I met someone else. Listen, they're the one for me. I just want to give this new one more time before going all in.
Sure, I won't tell Mom, but if she asks, I'm not going to lie. Josie said she'd stay the night and come with us to family dinner the next day. She insisted on going outside to help Zach with some yard work as thanks for letting her stay. I saw them outside laughing. Zach was shirtless again, and Josie had her hands all over his chest. Maybe they were talking about the gym or something. Then at family dinner the next day, Josie was on her best behavior for our parents. Josie even handled a conversation with our mother without starting an argument about Josie's sex life, at least at first.
You're going to graduate on time, right?
Yeah, I've been studying hard and Zach has been tutoring me.
That was news to me. It was true that Zach and Josie had overlapping careers, but I hadn't realized that Josie could use Zach's help. That was so nice of him. How long had he been helping her without saying anything to me?
That's good. You know, there are other guys like Zach that can help you with things other than school.
Even with Josie on her best behavior, Mom couldn't leave the argument alone. Josie stormed off and Zach followed to check on her. She must have been really upset because an hour later they still hadn't come back. When it was time to leave, I went to check on them. Outside the closed door to our childhood bedroom, I started hearing noises. I'd recognize Zach's noises anywhere, since they were the same noises that he made when he was having sex with me. Surely they weren't sleeping together. Josie was a lesbian, and she said she was seeing someone. For some reason, I couldn't leave the curiosity alone and open the door. Nothing could have prepared me to see my husband cheating on me with my lesbian sister, but I saw them with my own 2 eyes having sex. They pulled away from each other when I shouted, "What the hell?"
This isn't what it looks like.
Zach was just tutoring me, and we thought I needed some motivation.
There was no way I was going to believe that, and they both knew it. Mom was right. You really are a whore. Is Zach the person you said you were seeing? How could you? In our parents' house? I had to do something about this. All the years I spent arguing with my mom, and Josie couldn't even show enough kindness to stay a lesbian and not sleep with my husband. I slammed the door, leaving the 2 of them alone. When I walked back into the living room, my parents were staring. They hadn't heard the conversation, but they knew I was upset. If anyone was going to be as pissed off about this as I was, it would be my mother. I didn't care about keeping Josie's secret, not anymore. Did you know Josie was secretly into men this whole time? She's sleeping with Zach.
What? I thought Josie liked women.
I laughed, but I was pained. I'd never been as upset as this. I never expected this from Zach. Go see for yourself. What do I do, Mom?
The problem is with your slut of a sister. All those other girls she dated won't be very happy to know that she's suddenly decided to switch teams.
I knew what I had to do then. Both of them needed to know that I wouldn't stand for this. I walked back to the bedroom and listened. The disgusting cheaters were still having sex. I quietly pushed the door open and snapped a few pictures before leaving. I'd edit the pictures later. The next day, Josie broke into our house through the back door with weak hinges and a rusted lock. She was furious.
What the hell, Dina? You can't just post pictures like that online?
I acted innocent to annoy her. Like what? I zoomed in, so it's just kissing.
Don't be a bitch. Like 12 of my exes left me messages calling me a traitor for sleeping with a guy. Now I've lost all my friends.
You shouldn't have slept with my husband.
It was his dumb idea. Why are you doing this to me?
Things aren't going to be much better for him. Our parents found me a good lawyer, and I'm filing for divorce. Josie hung up after swearing at me. When Zach called later, I told him the exact things I'd told Josie. I was filing for a divorce and that I didn't care who saw the photo.
They all think I'm some horrible homophobic guy now. You know that isn't true.
Do I? You've probably been using me this whole time to get with my sister. It's over. Zach begged for my forgiveness, but it wouldn't work. My parents stopped paying for Josie's school, and in her last few months of classes, she failed half of them. Josie wouldn't be graduating early, if at all, and she had to pay for it herself. I heard that she started working as a janitor at the gym she used to use, but most of her co-workers were also her ex-girlfriends, and they tortured her by making everything extra dirty. Mom said that she'd help Josie out again if Josie found a man to settle down with, which was something Josie hated. Zach got fired from his job since the picture of his cheating had thousands of comments calling him homophobic. His company didn't have any tolerance for discrimination, so he was fired. After the divorce, he even tried to stay at my parents' house, but they turned him away. Now at his new house, it constantly gets vandalized because of his bad reputation. Someone even slashed his tires so he couldn't drive to his new job at a grocery store, and he got fired from that job too. No one cheats on me and gets away with it like that. Thanks for watching. Please like the video.